call to order our June the 7th, 2021 Jones County Board of Education regular session board meeting. I'd like to thank all visitors, guests, and all those watching virtually in attendance. Ms. Candace, let the record show we have a quorum of 5 board members present. Mr. Griffin, Mr. Walston, myself, Mr. Brown, and Ms. Field. Also present in the room, Superintendent Dr. Thigpen, Assistant Superintendent Mr. Moody, and Board Attorney Mr. Shaw. At this time, I would like to ask all to stand for our Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This time, I'll ask for the approval of our regular session Jones County Board meeting minutes on May the 3rd, 2021, and also our special call board meeting minutes on May the 24th. Should have been emailed to everybody today.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
on the regular board meeting, I think it was, what it says, board member comments. It mentioned Ms. Field asked if they're supposed to attend that graduation. I didn't ask that. I would have known the answer to that question.
Is that on item number 9 under May the 3rd? Yes. Thanks.
I make a motion to approve the minutes for both meetings.
Candace, did you get that?
Yeah.
As revised.
Okay.
I asked that it be revised
And then make a motion to approve as revised.
and
Is there any other comments to it? Check that for maybe more comment. Second that. Is there any other meeting minutes need to be adjusted? Ms. Field made a motion to accept the meeting minutes as amended. Mr. Brown seconded. All in favor?
No.
Aye. All opposed say nay. Ayes have it. Motion carries. At this time, I'll ask if there's any adjustments to our agenda. No adjustments. I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve agenda as presented.
I'll second that.
Mr. Brown made a motion to accept the agenda. Mr. Walston second. All in favor say aye. All opposed say nay. Ayes carried. Motion carries. We'll move now into item number 2 on the agenda, the public comments, 3-minute time. Do we have any? Mr. Moody.
No, we do not.
Public comments. We will move into item number 3 on the agenda, the discussion items with the academic update.
I have, in your packet board, I've provided you some information about the survey of 6th grade parents. It shows 56% approve, 6th graders, 46% against it. And so I just wanted to make note that we have given you feedback from the principals as well. In your Friday update, I want to provide that survey information to you, and if you have any other suggestions or information you want us to explore, we'll be glad to do so. I want to sit down with administrators and David and Tyson and work more on looking at building situations where we have actual classrooms added coming to them. Anyone, any suggestions or comments? All right. For the facilities report, Colin has been doing some work on the contract, and he can best give you insight and update you on the progress of the contract for both our baseball and softball. I think you may have some information about the Maysville property as well.
So on the Maysville properties, the county commissioners voted at their last meeting officially to not purchase the properties from the school board. So the school board now has options as to how otherwise would like to dispose of those properties through either a direct sale through to another municipal unit or the local government, or through one of the statutory approved methods of disposition, including through auction or upset bid process. So I don't know if you all want to discuss that now or at a future meeting.
Those options again, one more time.
So one option will be to enter into a direct sale for fair market value with another unit of local government. And the other option is to dispose of the property through auction or upset bid process. That's the route we would go. We did not want to sell it directly to a local government.
So I guess the local government there would be the town of Maysville.
If the board wanted to sell the property to the town of Maysville and they were interested, then it could do that.
Any suggestions? Any
Has
comments?
the county expressed any interest in this? Have they said one way or the other how they stand?
That's what Colin says. They said no to both.
Okay.
So it's back to us.
I didn't know that was coming from the county, so I see.
I would suggest put it on the table for the June 29th meeting as an action. That gives a little bit of time.
And on the contract with Farrier and Sons, they sent back their proposed contract, and there were some things that we wanted to try to negotiate with them on that. So we sent them back our forms and have a little back and forth on. They wanted some revisions to what we had in our forms, and finally we came to an agreement. And now it's in the process of getting those finalized. They've indicated they will sign them as soon as we can get them just final copies, which we should have the next day or two.
Have they indicated that they were ready to go to work or any kind of start time in that contract?
I don't, and I think they might know this better than me. I don't think there's any hold up on their end other than getting the final contract signed. I think they're ready.
Because a lot of contracts come with a, end date situation.
Yeah, I don't have it right in front of me, but I know the contract does state and it has provisions for the date by which they have to have some completion, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay.
The next item on the agenda is the budget report. Melissa has provided a copy of that. Anyone has any questions about that? Let us know and we will get information to you. Questions? Concerns?
All right. Any more comments on our discussion items before moving forward for the board members? We'll move into item 4, action items of PLS springboard policies, the second reading.
Board members, you were given policies at last month's regular scheduled board meeting. This is the second reading of those. I'll ask tonight for approval on those updates to our board policies.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Griffin to approve, second by Ms. Fidel. All in favor say aye. All opposed say nay. Motion carries. On into the board.
Yes. So this kind of goes hand in hand with our school board policies, our board meetings, the way they are housed. We have had the opportunity to look at a different vendor. The dashboard is more simplistic. The way things are housed, I think you will find that it can be utilized a lot better and is a lot easier to navigate. I will tell you some of the districts, we're currently using e-board solutions, which is somewhat outdated. Some of the districts that are currently using board docs are around us. Beaufort, Carteret, we have Clinton City Schools, Lenore County Schools, Onslow County Schools, Union County Schools, Wayne County Schools, and Craven County Schools. I will tell you also, they will provide training for this. It is a $4,000 per year that will begin in July, and we are currently paying $6,700. So it will be a savings of $2,700. So I need approval. I would like approval for this tonight.
Motion to approve the board documents.
I'll second. Is that the motion?
Yes.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Brown, second by Mr. Griffin. All in favor say aye. All opposed say nay. Motion carries.
Thank you. Ms. Garner will be in contact. We'll be in contact with the vendor to set up training for board members as well. Thank you.
On to the 2021-22 NCSBTEO/GL renewal invoice participation agreement.
This is an eras and emissions liability policy that you've had every year. It's just a renewal policy that you've had for the last several years. And it's through the School Boards Association.
I'll make a motion to approve it. Board paid.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Griffin to approve, second by Mr. Brown. All in favor say aye. All opposed say nay. Motion carries 5-0. Approval to apply for the 2022 federal consolidated funding.
Yes, where we are requesting approval to apply for federal Title I funds each year before the new fiscal year begins. An application must be completed to obtain these funds. So I'm asking the board's approval to apply and obtain these federal funds.
I'll make a motion for his request.
Second that.
Motion by Mr. Griffin to accept it, second by Mr. Walton. All in favor say aye. All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Policy change for approval of the $50 fee for extra meeting.
So I think you have before you a proposed policy change that was asked to draft that would basically change the process so the board chair would approve additional stipends for additional board meetings and reimbursement requests.
Entertain a motion to approve.
I make a motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Walston,
I'll second it.
second by Mr. Griffin. All in favor say aye. All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Budget amendment number 4.
Good evening. Budget amendment number 4 is some additional funding we received from the state for our summer learning program. To help cover some assessment, software that we have to purchase, to ensure learning progression. And that's it.
Make a motion to approve budget amendment number 4.
I'll second.
Mr. Brown made a motion to accept budget amendment number 4. Mr. Walton seconded. All in favor say aye. All opposed say nay. Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
This time I'll entertain a motion to go into executive closed session. Items mentioned on the agenda pursuant to North Carolina General Statute 143-31811, A 1, 3, and 6.
Move.
Motion by Mr. Griffin,
Second.
second by Ms. Fee. All in favor say aye. All opposed say nay. Motion carries. We will enter closed session at this time.